So, I think this is a perfect background. Shosha has a ball, tennis ball, and there's my favorite guy. Are you my guy? I am your guy. Yeah. So, uh, that was a good reaction. So, I have to show you. Oh God, look at this. Wait. So I was watching Seattle Psychology or Psychology Seattle, and there's this expert. He's a professor of what the heck is it? Professor of psychology and couple therapy. And he was analyzing this woman for like 7 episodes. The word excruciating is the only word I can describe. This woman is one of the most irritating people on the face of this planet. And I was thinking, she's like 43 from Connecticut, and he's from Amsterdam. Yes, Jesse. Uh, and I'm looking, I was like, it's not just the age, it's not just the size, it's just the. She has this nasal voice like she comes from New Jersey, and he's like European. And Dutch are the best looking people in Europe. I mean, my children are Dutch and half Dutch. And this woman is like from the most irritating people on the face of this planet. I would call her trashy. So look at this. Last year, I decided to go online to look for love. This is like, oh, this is love. I met Jesse. For me, it was love at first sight. Going to Amsterdam to meet him in person was the biggest risk of my life. Why in the world would the 24-year-old hunk want to date a 43-year-old woman who sounds like this? It was undeniable.
Wow, you look beautiful.
And then she's beautiful. Her lips are not real. Her nose is not real. There's nothing real about her except she's really irritating. So let's see how this progresses.
Side of Jesse that I didn't like. He's very dominant and alpha, and it bothers me. Stop them.
The reason, this reminds me of my marriage. My marriage had scenes like this. He would just get like really angry. I think it has to do with it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a very hyperactive kid that's impatient. He would just have a fit like this.
Line that I walked away. If you want this life with me, let's go for it. Let's quit the. But I still.
Wow,
Just.
That was like my marriage in a nutshell. A tall Dutch man screaming at me while I'm on the couch thinking, what the hell did I get into? But the difference between me and this person is that I don't drink. And so I was sober. I think with a man like that, you need to be drunk.
Was the one. It's been about 6 months since I've seen Jesse. He's coming to America to visit me for the first time. Being 4,000 miles apart has caused a lot of tension. Our relationship, it's dysfunctional.
So she says, oh, the distance is a problem. Then why do you go online and date somebody who's 4,000 miles away? Okay.
Continuous fighting.
Continuous fighting, but.
The purpose of this trip is to see where we stand.
Well, you dysfunction, continual fighting, and yet you go there.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's the green card. Oh my God, it's the green card. I mean.
Oh,
finally. He just said that the relationship is dysfunctional and they constantly fight. And then finally, to be in America and get the green card.
It's just because it creates also expectations.
Just like his mother.
If Jesse was to ever move here, what would you guys think? It is illusion to think that I will become a father at this stage in our relationship.
Then why are you there? She has 2 kids. Why are you there? Look at him. He looks like he's really happy to be there.
I want to get out right now.
No, I want to get out right now.
Yeah, keep drinking, Darcy.
Keep drinking, Darcy. She has to be drunk in order to be with somebody who's so openly sadistic, vicious, and mean. I mean, you know that you don't get along. Couldn't you find in the whole of the United States with, 300 million people? Okay, let's say how many women are there if you're into women. So how many people are left? So from, let's say there's 50 million eligible women, or okay, let's even say 20 million. Let's say 1 million women that are single. why in the world would you choose a person that is like so irritating? It's like, and look at her. Of course she's drunk. Of course she's drunk. I mean, why would I mean? So let's go this again. So I love the scenes. She storms off. I mean,
I want to get out right now. No, I want to get out right now.
I want to get out right now. I want to get right now. They're like little kids. There's some scenes. Can go all through this if you want to waste your time, but she irritates him so much. Where's the scene where they're like biking? I mean, some of this stuff is just really priceless. So the question is, why this man comes to the U.S. Where is the? First of all, she misled him. She had dark hair. I mean, I guess opposites attract, or I know this is not it. Sorry, wrong one.
Last night was the longest night of my life.
Yeah, I believe that. It was also the.
We
This is
have
another
been
one.
arguing ever since Ash's coaching seminar yesterday.
Okay, so
I
why?
was disturbed
This is
about
another
how
one.
he carried himself, but I feel like when I come at him with difficult questions and
Sorry,
challenge
this is
his
a part of my
opinion,
inability
Ash starts to
to.
get really defensive.
I'm looking at the scene where they're biking through Amsterdam, and I mean, can't you just go to Amsterdam to enjoy the views? Do you have to date?
Me down in a way that, as a man, I actually don't know what.
So I don't know what kind of a name is Jess. I've never encountered that name in my all my Dutch
properly.
all my Dutch time. However, there's so many priceless.
And she wouldn't let go, saying that I was not listening, I was sexist, and we just can't stop arguing right now.
If you fight, don't be together and don't make a
Realizing
TV
she didn't have
show.
my back at all. It actually really breaks my heart.
I also irritated my
Like even just
ex-husband for some reason. Everything about me irritated. So so this is
A little bronzer don't kill nobody.
I guess she likes to go to airports.
You know, he's a sexy, hot guy. So first impressions matter.
She looks like Madonna without the talents. It's an alcoholic and ugly. Without the beauty, talents, or money. Maybe she does have money. Look at those high heels.
Can't wait. I'm about to walk up to him and give him the biggest embrace of my life.
Oh, she was stuck in the escalator. Oh my God.
My seatbelt.
Oh God. Of course, when you're drunk, I mean, is this woman is that her voice? It sounds familiar. I had a roommate named Rachel, and she was always drunk.
How's that happen?
She was morning drunk, night drunk.
Elevator. Great. And I haven't even seen Jesse yet.
Who goes to the airport with high heel shoes? You have to be an idiot. Oh,
Security team had to come. Not only embarrassing.
Look at those pants. Embarrassing is what your pants are.
The door, and I'm having all these dilemmas to just get to him. They're all scuffed up. Oh my God, they're really bad. This one's not so bad, but they're totally scuffed.
I mean, my ex had like no patience for anything. I remember one time he was almost slammed. I was having a difficult time deciding which ice cream flavor, and he just slammed the fridge door in my face. I was pregnant at the time, actually, because I couldn't decide which ice cream flavor. And I can imagine if he feels a lot like my ex-husband. I mean, he was not going to want to hear about what happened to her. He's just like not interested to hear anything. He wants to be served hand and foot. She's not going to serve him. Oh, look at those pants. And so many suitcases. She's like moving in. Uh-oh, the fake eyelashes are going to fall, sweetie. And a 24-year-old young guy is going to really want a person that has Look, she's having a nervous breakdown. She needs a drink. She could use a drink. That's what her face
This is a
is.
moment you can't take back. This is it. One shot. That's all you got.
Everything is
My
like,
heart's so deep. I want him to feel the same way.
she's like, everything is so dramatic. That's the problem, is airports create so much drama. Maybe he changed his mind. A 24-year-old good-looking Dutch guy. Why in the world?
I got you some beautiful
Oh,
flowers
thank you.
and a nice welcome home sign.
Thank you.
Because you are home,
Thank
baby.
you.
She sounds like a pig about to be like. Sounds like a squeaking toy. I mean, I think I'm a relatively patient person. I would probably be able to stand like 5 seconds of her. And he's 24. My 22-year-old son has a 23-year-old
No, I had a
girlfriend.
Cinderella moment.
Really?
I got stuck on the
It's-
escalator that broke, and they had to save their security team had to come.
I really care about like you. Like,
I almost died and broke my neck. I had to jump out.
I almost died and broke my neck. I think he's like saying, "Oh, too
The
bad."
My shoes are ruined. My $1,000 shoes
All
are.
right, okay, cool.
It was kind of unfortunate.
Look at the moment of empathy. Okay, cool.
Happens, but
Wow, I love
couldn't
your
help
hair, by
it.
the way. It's
it's a
beautiful.
little frizzy right now.
Wow.
So
I love your
Okay,
hair.
we're going home. We got a nice taxi, so we're gonna put in a Baxter.
Wow,
And then we're gonna
taxi.
relax it.
A Dutch man that calls a taxi. I tell you, for all my years, I don't think we ever took a taxi except when my mother paid for it so I can have my baby. I was going to have a baby and my mom called a taxi, but I don't think I ever took a taxi with a Dutch guy. Dutch people do not take taxis. I don't know if you know it, but they're known as the Scotsmen of the North. Dutch people do not take taxis.
Yes.
So that was
She was
special.
nervous. Like she needs to, breathe.
we had to kind of rearrange stuff. So
Maybe.
You know what the thing is? I'm not a psychology professor of relationships like the guy in Seattle, but when people want to change each other from the beginning, like she wants him to be Prince Charming. It's a 24-year-old kid. She's a 43-year-old woman. She's had kids. She's been married. What did he do with his life? Ride a bike? So, and he wants her to be calm and collected. She's a neurotic, alcoholic woman from New Jersey. I mean, what does he expect?
Next boss, she will be more calm, more relaxed.
You should be more calm, more relaxed, he tells her. She will be more calm, more relaxed. Sure.
I just have to see how her energy will settle with me.
So he thinks he can reprogram her. Good luck, buddy. You should have stuck with a nice, cold-blooded little Dutch girl.
Wow, you got a lot of stuff, by the way. Wow.
yeah.
Because I'm planning on moving. I'm planning on moving in as soon as I can.
Overweight.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to unpack.
I don't know, babe.
All right,
It's
let's
just my
go.
stuff.
He's thinking she brought him presents, probably.
Okay.
Like a Mickey Mouse
Great.
Oh my
t-shirt.
God, you're finally here! Wow.
Fine. I guess he's really bored because why else would he oh, there's even a Dutch version of this. Let's see what that is. Let's see. Nederland. They're actually, the Dutch are actually.
Darcy is traveling all across the world to come and meet me. So,
Wow, luxury life.
considering everything, I bought extra toilet paper.
Wow. He bought
I don't know.
extra toilet paper. That's an
I don't know how
investment
much
for
he
Dutch
uses.
girl.
You know, I've been in situations with females where they would be absolutely amazing or, very loving, but the smell wasn't right. The pheromones were not matching, and that could be a problem.
No, the age is not a problem. The fact that you live far away is not a problem. The fact that you are macho, don't have patience, have a very low boiling point. That's not the problem. You have naked women, but not without the head.
Have some room.
He has headless women, like torsos of naked women everywhere.
To put some clothes there. Then I also have some room here for her.
Here is a place where she can put some cloth there. The Dutch accent is so sexy.
Panties next to mine. Put the panties here,
Panties
pants here, and some shirts there.
Oh, he's not a control freak. He already tells what she can put. Look, he expects her to put, this is the panties and this is the thing. Oh my God.
Whatever.
Why can't this handsome man find a woman? Let me guess. OCD, control freak, low boiling point, screams at women, tortures them, probably beheads
thought
them.
About it.
Is that enough space for all of her stuff?
No, I think not. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
He's 24. My son, I don't know. He's happy to order a meal. I mean, like, what do you expect a 24-year-old to do for women, really?
If it's not, then some things has to stay in the suitcases. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. He has good English.
The world to come and meet me.
Yeah, because she's stupid. Why else would a woman who doesn't know anybody?
Considering.
Okay, I love that scene where they bike through Amsterdam, because it's just so funny. Wait, I wonder if you can put this biking. Bear with me, I have no editing skills. So
I have a voice. And
I don't think it's because he's Dutch. I think it's his personality.
Am I staying here?
But I think it does help that he's
just
Dutch.
brought your bags here.
But I think it does help that he's Dutch. Because first of all, very arrogant, very good looking.
Fun in New York City. I'm not gonna let this get me.
And she's like so irritating. Oh, this I love. This I love. This thing is the best.
Come on, speed up.
Okay. I'm getting the hang of it though.
She's 43.
Come on, faster.
Faster. It's like
My hair's in my mouth.
The difference between them is that he's like a sadist. He belongs in the M&S clubs. What is it? S&M clubs? Like,
one more round. Come on.
He's not a coach. He's like one of those people that takes a whip and people who like torture. And look at her.
Out of breath. I thought we were just gonna go for a bike ride. I didn't realize it was gonna be a full-on workout session. So.
Well,
come on, man. Finish me.
Finish me. Oh, I love the Dutch. Like when we got married, my ex called me to say he bought a wedding dress for himself. A wedding dress because I don't know, it was translation, his English. In English, he thought that a suit is a dress. So he bought himself a wedding, and this is, finish me.
I knew Jesse was a manly guy, but he's a little bit more of an alpha male than I expected.
He's not an alpha male. He's a little boy who's like one of those boys that everybody hates because he's like the fastest, and then he's like a bully. He's a bully.
There's still a lot to learn about each other. Oh, no.
All right.
She needs a drink, and he needs to be in a gym.
Come on.
I can't do sharp turns. Shoot.
Oh my God. He needs a woman his age, and she needs to be in a bar drinking. How much hair does she have? First of all, is it a wig, what she's wearing?
Babe, come on. What are you doing?
Oh boy.
It looks like a wig.
Oh, shoot. They're coming.
Oh my God. I think her chaotic behavior is a cultural thing.
It's not a cultural thing. She's an irritating woman from New Jersey. And it's not a cultural thing. There are a lot of nice Americans. Although, I don't think it's like a survival of the misfits, or what is it? I think in Holland, I wouldn't say concentration camps, but I guess a chaotic person wouldn't survive in Holland because they would just put them in a nut house or something. Things in Holland or in Europe are much more in compartments, So if you behave like this, they put you in a nut house. In America, they just give you a drink.
Ooh, that was a close call.
All right. On the other hand, it could be that this is just her energy.
He's criticizing her. Well, you were corresponding with her. Didn't you pick up the fact that she's ADDH, alcoholic, drunk, alcoholic, nutcase?
For the place, stressed, you know. Maybe that's just how she is. I don't.
If you wanted a perfect girl, why didn't you choose somebody your own age? I'm sure that if you open up that closet, there would be a lot of skeletons of women.
Yeah, I have to experience that. So,
Whew, what a workout.
You know what he reminds me of? Like a gay guy who's only been with men, and all of a sudden he sees women for the first time in his life. And he's like, oh, why do they behave so irrationally? It's because women and men are different. But in her case, she's like the ultimate irritating person. Yes, women like her thrive in Macy's and shopping centers in New York and New Jersey, shopping malls everywhere in the world, but she's especially irritating.
burn 55 calories.
I want to go to
Yeah.
the Diamond Museum.
The Diamond Museum, all right, we'll back there.
Did I show you my ring that I got?
That reminds me of me and my ex-husband. We also went through sports. I was fast then. We were running. I think they like to do a lot of sports, the Dutch. I was fast. Maybe it's because we're the same age. I wouldn't have a chance. I wouldn't have a chance if he was like younger than me.
No.
It's to symbolize our love. You know, I got it before I got here.
Wow.
She bought herself a ring. Oh my God.
Big rock, huh?
Yeah.
Ex-husband
Over the
paid.
years, would buy some nice little rings that I would wear to kind of just have that feeling. I love wearing rings on
So why do you actually need a husband? Why don't you just get a cat?
my finger. I know it's the wedding finger. It's the left hand. Yeah, I hope to have a
Oh,
proposal
those
in
pants.
6 weeks.
That shows you why she's dating younger men. She's dressed like a 12-year-old.
Maybe we'll replace it one day with the real thing, babe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hint, hint.
If you wanted a sugar daddy, you don't go for a 24-year-old Dutch guy who works as a coach. You go for a 50-year-old man who has a job in Wall Street.
We should.
I think
What I
it's,
sense in American culture is marrying too quick. You see so many divorces.
you see so many divorces, and not like us Europeans who don't even marry. I think the divorce rate in Europe must be the same as in America, but there's one European hobby is to belittle Americans. Then why do you date an American? You know?
It's an unfortunate thing in America. You know, we're still getting to know each other.
Getting to know
And
of
I
each
don't want
other.
to rush into anything. Look at this. Wow. Wow.
Do they ever have weddings here?
Oh,
They
God.
might. I'm not sure. Because it's a public space.
The way to get rid of a man, you just met him and you constantly talk about weddings. She would have gotten rid of him just by opening her mouth or just by showing up. She's the kind of woman, okay, so this is the therapist guy. He's actually analyzing. Look, he's analyzing them. This guy,
Well, I would be pretty hurt and alone. So it's sad to see. Makes me sad.
he actually thinks that this guy's a narcissist. You know why? I just wrote him. I said, you know, you're so refreshing voice, such a refreshing voice in YouTube because all the other therapists online talk about narcissist personality disorder. And now he started to do the same thing. I can't believe it. Everybody's narcissist. He's not a narcissist. He's a sadist. There's so many things you could say is wrong with him, but he wants a green card. Can't you get that?
I'm like, make a choice, Darcy. You are very sensitive and insecure. Isn't it better for you to just focus on yourself instead of using a platform that causes a lot of tension and stress?
So I'm guessing a lot of people who don't like Jesse out there would accuse him of the exact same thing. They might say, Jesse, you are sensitive and you don't deal with things very well. Maybe Darcy too, but everything you're saying about Darcy is true about you.
And not necessarily. She's the most irritating human being on earth. What you're doing is this sort of like, I don't know if there's a term in psychology. You always say, laymen do not understand the term. But I don't think you really understand human beings, to be honestly, if you think that Darcy is the victim and he's the narcissist. He's the victim because she's so irritating. Honestly, if I spend 5 seconds with her, I just like push her off an escalator. She is just the most irritating human being on the face of this planet. She doesn't even know him. She wants to marry him. She's probably drunk half the time. But maybe those are the kind of people you're used to. Because if you weren't
It's
a
pretty
ass
clear.
kisser, you wouldn't be a professor in a family of therapy couples. Because, one of the things that a therapist does is try to convince his client to continue to pay the enormous fee and keep coming for talks. So, but in America, this guy is the victim. He's 24-year-old and he's stuck with his alcoholic.
To me, watching this, that Jesse is sensitive about her going on social media, and he has a problem with it, and he has a hard time taking responsibilities for his feelings. Like I said,
I think you didn't get it that Jesse wants to be famous. Otherwise, why would he date somebody who looks older than his mother? He wants to be famous. He wants Instagram. He wants to be an actor. And this is the best way to do it when you don't have any talent.
there's nothing wrong with asking someone, could you tone down the social media a bit? Because when you do this and this and this, it affects me in this negatively emotional way. He's not doing that. He's just saying, you can't go on social media anymore because you're not good enough for social media, because you are a insecure person who all these insults, rather than taking responsibility.
He's 24 years old. You are 49. Can you get it that he's 24? You're not sensitive about anything because you're 24. You're a kid. He's a kid. And now you have to see how they meet. This is like, where is the parents scene? She looks to me very familiar. I think she is, judging by the way she looks, judging by the way she always wants to date foreign men, I think she's trying to hide something. So one of the things I think she's trying to hide is a pest. She looks like a stripper. She looks like.
Take a seat, love.
Yeah, I am. I'm good. That's my boy.
She looks like she's either a stripper, a prostitute, or both. I mean, that would explain the diamonds.
Yes.
She's borderline, alcoholic, and very
My day was
irritating.
busy, but I miss you a lot. And
Yeah.
I miss you a lot. No facial expressions.
why do you look away?
He really is a control freak.
Okay.
It's like being in hell, I think.
By the way, honey, I've
Honey.
been looking on my phone at the work, and I was checking out some dressers. You can hang all your things nicely. So
Without a suitcase.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, make
Because
it match
can you
that.
let me finish, please?
Yep.
What is your ad?
That stupid therapist said he's a control freak. I said, can you let me finish, please? He doesn't let her talk. Because he's 24 kid, and he does have, I don't know what he has. He has some control freak, OCD stuff.
Good.
Notice how there's always subtitles when he talks.
You're not my boss. You can't tell me what to do.
Oh my God, you're not my boss. I don't know what to do.
Relax.
I'm not
alright?
childish. Relax. He keeps telling her, relax, relax. There's nothing more relaxing than somebody telling you to relax when you're upset.
Did you have a glass of wine?
See subtitles again. Where's the subtitles? He speaks English. Slight
Absolutely.
accent.
What's wrong with that?
He acts as if
All right.
this is Amsterdam. But he's
I
like,
don't care if she has a small glass of wine, but Darcy is obviously
highly intoxicated. Why else would she make contact with a 24-year-old man who lives in Amsterdam?
highly intoxicated.
You can probably
She was looking at
light
the
a
ground, she was
flame.
being all sassy.
Wow.
I was like, I'm looking at a different woman now.
She's
So
drunk.
we'll order a big dress.
Yeah.
So it is not a
Problem
thing.
solved.
Well, there is no problem.
You know who she reminds me of? Now I got it. He's talking to her about a closet. What is his obsession about closets? I think he should be in one. Or come out of one, sorry.
And that's my point. There is no problem. Maybe for you, I don't know.
No,
for me,
there
there's
is
no
no
problem. Okay, if you want to make a problem, we can make a problem, you know?
He is completely mind gaming her. This, the therapist should have picked up. He's like playing games. He's very manipulative. But on the other hand, she's so irritating that she would imitate anyone.
Create some drama right now. I know you like that, so
She doesn't like drama. She likes diamonds. So, what I want to tell you, what she reminds me of is this scene. She really, really reminds me of somebody. And this is the person she reminds me of. Let me see. Yes. Remember Bette Midler in that amazing role in The Rose? Well, Bette Midler plays like, I think it's supposed to be about Janis Joplin, but at least she could sing. This is Darcy. This is absolutely Darcy. Except that Bette Midler can sing and very talented. But she also picked up young guys, didn't she? This is her. This is Darcy with the mascara off. Oh, Bette Midler is so talented. I'm so happy that in real life she's all together and happily married and has a great career. This is Darcy, see? And as you can imagine, it's not finding the right man. It's stop. See, everybody's waiting. All of social media is waiting. And she's like, you know, she's the Rose, but without the talent, without the ability to sing. And she's like completely a wreck. I don't know how she... She's just like my... there he is. That's Darcy. So for a therapist to say that she's a victim, is she a victim? She has an addiction problem.